You have to know that since 2010, Russia already, first thing, Russia has signed many treaties of academic recognition with African countries. It means that most of the African countries' diploma are recognized completely in Russia. You don't need any exam. You don't need any any exam. You just need to translate your document and just fill in some forms, send it, and they just do their recognition. So most of the African diplomas are recognized in Russia. It means you can leave from an undergraduate in Africa and come to Russia to do a postgraduate. You can leave from secondary school and come and do an undergraduate without any exam of qualification. That is something that has been done since 2010 by most of the African countries. Now, the second thing, which are kind of opportunities before coming to scholarship, is the fact that everybody in Russia can work. As far as you are regular, as far as your documents are normal, that you are in rules, you can work. The advantage of working in Russia compared to working in European countries is that you don't have a limited amount of hours to work. I'm sure most of you have maybe heard that, for example, in the European Union, there, for example, students have not more than 40 hours or 50 hours per month to work when you're a student. And when you are when you're already a graduate, then you can apply for an official work. So in Russia, we don't know what we call student jobs or whatsoever. No, you can work, you can do any kind of work. You can have 5 jobs, you can have 20, 30. As far as you do your work normally, it's no problem. So that is also one advantage in Russia. The last advantage I have to talk about, to share about you, is the accessibility to scholarships. I have to tell you that in Russia, there are so many scholarships. There are governmental scholarships that is between countries, that is between your country and Russia. And now there are internal scholarships due to maybe academical excellency, due to sports excellency, due to volunteer excellency. There are so many of them. Now, how do we do to know about the scholarships? You will understand that if you have to go to your browser and write scholarships in Russia, you will see things that people have already translated so that you can get them. So it means that you will not have all the information. That is why it is usually much more important that it should be in Russian that you are writing it. But now we don't know Russian language. How do we do? So most of the time, I advise people that when they want to search about a specific country, use the language. You can use your Google Translator. It will not be 100% right, but you will have the real information in the language. So, for example, if I have to search scholarship in Russia, the first thing, or scholarship in Russia for African countries, the first thing I have to write that maybe in my Google Translate so that it should write in Russia. I copy, I paste. From there, the results that you'll be having will be, first of all, for Russians. And now we have new technologies, especially for example, for Google Chrome. When you're using the browser Google Chrome, you can open a page, even if it is in which language, then your browser will ask you to translate that page completely to your own language. That is what you can use. It's very, very easy. Now, most of the where have I written it? Okay, so most of the scholarships, first, as I said, are usually among governments. So you can go to, for those who are interested in scholarships for school, usually you can go to your Ministry of Higher Education in your country to know about the scholarships, because most of them are not public. They don't say them in the internet. You will not see them. You don't see it. is in your country, you have to go to your country and ask about the scholarships that are available at the moment. Usually they are just once a year, depending on the country. And also the embassy of Russia in your country is also a source for you to get those governmental scholarships, because you won't see them online. Be sure you will not see them online. You will search, you won't see. Now there is another way of for you to get scholarship. There is let me just put the link first of all in the group so that I will not forget later on. There is a competitive scholarship. Okay, Global Uni. I've put the link in the chat. Maybe let me share my screen. So I think I will just share my screen and we'll do it together. So share screen, share, maybe, okay. Okay. Okay, so I want us to go into practical cases because I've put some links that are not supposed to be up, because okay, this is also something you have to know. We most of the time we use VPNs here. Why? Because there are some pages, since you know the actuality now, there is a war between Russia and Ukraine, and due to that many sites are locked, so you cannot access some of them from Africa. You cannot access some of them from Russia and from the rest of the world. So at times you need to also use a VPN to be able to open some of the pages. So that's something also that happens. Okay, so for example, we have this study in Russia. I've studied in Russia, which is an organization that helps to find also programs and and scholarships to students. So you see here, it gives you the entire procedure. It's in English, so don't worry. You can always change the language here on your right. So normally it's supposed to be in Russia, but I've put it in English, so it's okay. Everybody can read the English. So usually from here, what you are able to do is you are able to know the different universities that are in Russia. Also, it's very important that you should know that you are also able to study in English in Russia. It's very possible. So don't worry about the language in case it's very difficult. But there are some specific fields, for example, medicine, where it is better for you to study in Russia because you know have patients that will speak in English. But when it is other things like IT, okay, you can study in English for better understanding and applying your knowledge normally. So this study in Russia is the official website about higher education in Russia for international students, as you can see. So from here, you can also have many informations about universities with the prices at times. With the, for example, if you write here, I don't know, let's say a field of study, let's say applied geology, you look for the degree, let's say bachelor degree. You can add here additional information if you want to specify maybe the time, but it's usually better to take just immediately. And you see, if we take it, you can even choose the language of instruction. You see, we have French, English, Chinese, or all. So you take it and you find programs. Now, when you find programs like this, you see, this is, for example, biomedical data science. You see, they tell you even the price of education in rubles, which is the currency of Russia, and they tell you the duration, they tell you the language of instruction, they tell you even the mode of study. You see that you can even have distant learning for some of the studies, and you have even the program detail. And from there, it becomes much more easier for you to get into contact maybe with the university, because from there, you already know that, okay, I take this one. Professional translation in Russian Chinese communication. They have given you the name of the university. They have given you the town, for example. So you click maybe on that and you have all the informations. Are you seeing this? I hope we are seeing. I hope I'm not alone. This is, for example, something that is very easy, because from here you get into contact immediately with the school. And don't be worried, the school, usually most of the schools speak English and Russian, so you can email them. You see, you have an email here, International Students Office, International Admissions Office. You can send easily your emails to them asking for what you need. And most of these schools, to get the scholarship, you ask from the school immediately to know if they have scholarships or not, because they are the ones to tell you if they have individual scholarships. I don't know if that makes sense. So those are how, yeah, that's how it goes. And most of the times, some of these schools will not tell you. They will tell you that, okay, we have scholarships, but they will explain you that we cannot give you a scholarship. You have to come first to be our student. And they will tell you, okay, maybe for you to get scholarship, there are some kind of scholarships where if you pass all your subjects, maybe with, I don't know, an MGP of 3, then you have this kind of scholarship. All those, they are the ones who give you, because you will not see it on the internet. Be very sure of that. You will not see that on the internet. So most of the time, that is how it is a little bit difficult to find. But from this, study in Russia, let me just put the link in the group. Study in Russia in English. Okay. I'll put that in the group so that we have. Okay. Okay. Thank you. That's great. So that is one of them. Another one is this one that gives you all the programs in Russia. Okay, yeah, education in Russia.ru. So that is it here. I've clicked the one I've sent. So I've put it in English already. Yes, so you are seeing. Great. So that is it. This is another link that I've just added into the group. And this link as well is the same thing. It's kind of the same thing. And here you write, and it gives you, even if there is, how do you call it? If there are scholarships, at times it gives you. So you write, for example, choose your level of education. Let me say secondary vocational school, group area of study, let's say chemistry, just taking or biological science, and you say, let's show me those programs. And from there, you see, we have the fundamental informatics and information technology master's degrees. It shows you all the schools. It shows you the language of instruction as well as the other one. It seems as if there's someone that has opened his mic and it is making a reverb on my side. So this is also a very important one. This one is usually important for those who are already in Russia, because when you're in Russia, you will feel this in Russian. In English, it's not very efficient. This side is not very efficient in English. It's mostly efficient in Russian. You see, as soon as I remove it, you see here it's already written in Russian. So it's mostly efficient in Russian. And if I take, for example, here, and I put back my things normally, you see. So usually it's better in Russia, because in Russian you can easily understand what is talking about. So normally when you take, let me put it back in English so that we should not lose ourselves. So normally when you choose the university, for example, it gives you a brief knowledge of the university. It gives you some events. Some of them are there, some are not there, because all the universities don't upload their information, as I said. That is why you see, for example, when you have already the contact, this is for the website. But now when you go to the website, for example, it is always difficult for you to orientate, because Russian websites are really, really complicated. And this, for example, is not a website, it's a mail. It's an email. It's the email to whom you have to send. It's mail.ru. So it's an email. It's not even the website. You see that informations are not really concrete here. But on study.ru, you see that everything is there, everything is concrete, because it's an official site. And also from here, you can even want to know, for example, international partnerships. For example, you can easily know for the school you have chosen if it's having international partnerships. Like this one is one of the biggest schools in Russia, and it has so many partnerships with China, South Korea, and Japan, because it is near it's near that place. It's really near Japan. And usually as well from here, for example, if we try to go back, and okay, yeah. If we try to come from here, normally you are supposed to be able from here to know maybe the steps, how to apply the life in Russia. It gives you a little bit how to know exactly what you want to know, why to choose Russia. Okay, this one is already promotion, and maybe the news and the events. You see under news and events, you can now have your scholarships. And this is what I was saying, Russian government scholarships. The government scholarship includes free tuition, the entire duration of the chosen program, maintenance allowance for the entire duration of your study, regardless of the candidate's success. And the government scholarship does not include travel costs, life expenses, and voluntary health insurance. And you will see how to apply for a government scholarship, for example. And these informations will give you exactly how to have it. And it is really free of charge. You go to this site, you have everything. You take your time, you read normally, and you have all the information. And as I was saying, these government scholarships are scholarships that you have to take it from your government. So someone should not come and tell you that I have scholarship for Russia and all this, like, and you just bounce there. No, you are supposed to have an official information from the ministry, from your ministry, usually of higher education, to know that. Now, there's another one which is competitive.